For our create use case, I'm going to pop back over to the Lilt homepage. And instead of going into translate content, we are going to create new content. And so if you haven't seen a Lilt Create demo before, Lilt Create is our multilingual content generation product, as I mentioned earlier. And we have a couple of different use cases or templates that are available. So we have a general template for creating anything. We have a template for marketing content in a training course, and we have many more coming soon as well. But for the purposes of today's demo, I'm going to select the marketing content training template. And we're brought to the page where we fill out our prompt and where we potentially update our style guide or just verify if we're not sure or can't remember what the specifics were. So in this case, let's say a prompt, write a blog post about the benefits of localization services when expanding an enterprise into a new country. So pretty basic blog post here. And because this is a style guide demo and not Lilt Create, it's pretty high level prompt, but the more detailed you are with your prompt, the higher quality output and content you'll receive once you generate that. So if you are interested, there are some Lilt Create demos out there as well. In this case, I'm going to do that same language. I'm going to generate this content directly in French France. And so this blog post will come out in French. It'll be brand new content. One of Lilt Create's primary differentiators is the fact that we can tie any existing content from your saved translations. We can tie that back to the content that we're creating in Lilt Create and use that as reference materials. So if I select, let's say, my default French data source here, and I have potentially lots of information from previous translations that we've done with you as, for the benefits of localization services or expanding your enterprise. Any keywords that are found in your data source are then sent along with the rest of our prompt as we create this content to create higher quality, more relevant to you and your use case content that's generated back. And finally, I'm just going to add a word count here. Let's say we want about a 400-word blog post. And before I click generate, you might have seen this on my screen already. This is where we can update our settings and style guide to match that brand voice for Lilt Create. So when I click that link, I'm immediately brought back to the settings page that we already looked at before, and we can verify and validate if we want to change anything here in the style guide before we translate or before we generate that content with Lilt Create. So let me go back to my other tab. There we go. So back to Lilt Create. Once I click generate, again, as I mentioned, all of that data that we have saved in that organization level style guide, everything from our prompt, any relevant segments or sentences from our data source and previous translations are all being pulled together to create this new article, this new blog post about the benefits of localization services. And it's created directly in French. So there's a lot here. You saw how easy it was to set up that style guide, to change things like that target audience if you needed to for this content generation. But it's all very seamlessly integrated into the platform and again, supports that variety of use cases.